So I thought we might just have a look a little bit about the history of business awards, because I'm not sure that too many people are aware of this, but it's always good to know because it just puts a little bit of things in context to help us appreciate how long things have been around and, how that fits into the landscape for us as business owners and entrepreneurs. So with the history of business awards, we'll start with the Stevie Awards because they might be the most common or popularly known in the States. So the Stevie Awards are one of the world's premier business awards, which recognise the achievements and contributions of organisations and professionals worldwide. They were established in 2002 and have since become widely recognised as a prestigious honour in various industries. The awards cover a wide range of categories, including customer service, marketing, management, and more. However, the Stevie International Business Awards are not the oldest business awards competition in the world. Whilst they are highly regarded and have gained prominence since their establishment in 2002, there are other business awards competitions that have been around for a much longer period of time. For example, the Queen's Awards for Enterprise in the United Kingdom have been honouring exceptional businesses since 1966. And the Baldrige National Quality Award in the US has been established since 1987. So it's also another prestigious business award with a long history. Nonetheless, the Stevie International Business Awards have made a significant impact and are recognised as a prominent accolade in the business world. As for Australia, the oldest business awards are the Australian Small Business Champion Awards, and these awards have been recognising and honouring achievements of businesses and organisations since 1975. They celebrate excellence in various areas such as innovation, sustainability, technology, and customer service. And the Australian Business Awards aim to promote business success and provide a platform to showcase and reward outstanding achievements in the Australian business community. As for New Zealand, the oldest business awards competition there is the Westpac Auckland Business Awards. The awards have been running for over 20 years and aim to recognise and celebrate the achievements of businesses in the Auckland region. They provide a platform for businesses to showcase their success, innovation, and contribution to the local economy. The awards cover various categories, including small, medium, and large businesses, as well as specific industry sectors. Given the firm historical, global, and national establishment of business awards across various countries, it is fair to speculate that the future of business awards competitions is likely to continue evolving and adapting to the changing business landscape. And so there's a few potential developments that we might see in the future, including increased focus on sustainability, integration of technology, globalization and diversity, collaboration with academia and research institutions, emphasis on employee well-being and workplace culture, recognition of social entrepreneurship, and the use of data analytics. So that's what we can see as we move forward in the business awards landscape. And just to help supplement tonight's spotlight on business awards, I've also come up with 20 frequently asked questions that executives and entrepreneurs might have about business awards. Probably the first one that most might have would be, how can I improve my chances of winning as an entrepreneur or an executive when it comes to competing in business awards? So ideally, you want to focus on showcasing your unique value proposition, highlight your achievements, and provide compelling evidence for your success. And so the next question, what criteria do judges typically look for in awards nominations? I'm going to ask this of the audience to get a little bit of input from you as well. Do you have some ideas as to what sort of things they might be looking for? I'll open it up. Anyone want to make any comments?
Awesomeness.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Can you demonstrate your awesomeness as to how you deliver overall business performance or customer satisfaction? Yeah, definitely. What's a way that you can...
Preeminence. It's the word I like.
Preeminence. I like it. Okay.
Easy to work with.
Easy to work with. Absolutely, yes. We like to see that businesses are easy to work with. Okay, these are all great distinctions, okay, that help businesses to set themselves apart in the business community. So thank you for those suggestions. A few more that I'd like to add to that are things like innovation, growth or leadership in the community impact. That could be voluntary work that you do, as well as differences that you're making in the marketplace if you've got new innovations as well, or projects that you've worked on that are really adding to the community. And then, as you've mentioned as well, customer satisfaction and overall business performance. Thank you. So the next question to think about is how important is storytelling in awards nominations? It's actually crucial in awards nominations because it helps to create an emotional connection. And this is what allows judges to understand your journey and to really get clear on the challenges that you've faced, but also the triumphs that you've experienced too. So there's also going to be some common mistakes that you might want to avoid when writing an award nomination, because we want to make sure we keep the judges on side. We don't want to be upsetting them as they're going through hundreds of nominations, coming across lots of little things that keep sort of kind of stopping them as they're reading through or getting in their way. So are there any things that come to mind? I'm going to open it up again to you that you can think of, that if you put your judge's hat on for a moment, that you think if you're reading through hundreds of nominations, what's something that you think might like be a little bit of a, like it puts the brakes on, it stops things for you as you're trying to read through something that you want to flow and to be smooth? What sort of things come to mind that you think might
Misspellings,
Yeah.
grammatical errors. I'm kind of a stickler on that stuff.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, it certainly does help. It makes a difference. Thank you. Good suggestion. Thanks, Eric.
Skimmable, easy to pull out the information without having to dig through
Yeah.
like complex words.
Clear, clarity.
Definitely. Clarity,
Is,
yep,
what about
easy to digest.
Sorry, how about
Sorry, Eric,
non-AI
what was
written? Is that becoming a factor? Is it if it's clearly AI?
Yeah, look, you know what? It's becoming more and more, prevalent for people to utilize these tools, which can be a good thing, and it can also be maybe not so much a good thing. So she wants to talk about specifically that and other things to keep in mind as well. Thank you for mentioning that question. It's going to be something that we all want to tune into. All right, so let's keep moving. And so next we want to consider is, how can I make my award nomination stand out from the competition? So ideally what you want to do is you want to highlight your unique selling points. And you can do that by providing testimonials or endorsements. And even endorsements can be industry endorsements, where you've had professionals in the industry come in and do a report on whatever your products or programs or your people are doing for team projects. And where you can get some endorsements, that also helps drive up that credibility and authority factor for you. It's important to include impressive statistics and metrics, anything that will help showcase the impact of your business or the things that your business is doing and contributing to the community. And so when it comes to including a nominations executive summary, you might be wondering, what sort of things should I address or include? You want to address your business's achievements, your goals, and the impact of those goals. It's nice to know what are the key metrics that you're going to highlight, and your growth rates, and any significant milestones that the business or your people or your projects have achieved. And next, looking at how can I effectively showcase my company's innovation in an award nomination, I'll ask you if there's anything that comes to mind. What ways could you effectively showcase your company's innovation for an award nomination? What do you think?
Video evidence.
I love it. Yes, video evidence. Who doesn't love watching a good video that helps to demonstrate something in action? And even if you can show like the testimonials, yes, brilliant. Of course,
studies.
Yes. What else?
Case studies.
Say again, sorry. Case studies. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Yes, that's right. Case studies, definitely. And when it comes to stories, we can also articulate by using, there we go, the zero to hero story. It could be the before and after, and the duration of what it was that caused that change, that transformation as well. Those sorts of stories people like to read, because it just helps to nicely demonstrate what it is that's been the reason and then the outcome of the company's innovation. Okay, so then along with that, there's going to be supporting materials that you want to include. So thank you, Avon. You've mentioned video evidence. That's also useful. Kim, you mentioned case studies. Thank you. And Eric, did you mention customer testimonials? I think you did. Thank you. Yes. So as well as that, there's also things like media coverage. So if you've had a media release and it's out there somewhere, in a magazine, or perhaps there was a a TV interview that was done for it, or even a podcast. This is media coverage. It's third-party evidence that we can also utilize to help back up what it is that we're saying about why, this product or, this group of people, this team, or even this project is worthy of an award recognition. And, when we can also provide industry recognition, like I mentioned before, there could be like a peer review or a report that was done by an industry specialist, an expert, that can also help strengthen your nomination and provide credibility for you. So moving on, how can I demonstrate the impact of my business on the community in an award nomination? The way that you can do that is to demonstrate your community engagement initiatives, partnerships with non-profits, and corporate social responsibility efforts, any positive outcomes or testimonials from the community stakeholders. And this is something that you're going to find, in the changing landscape of business awards, that judges are going to be looking for more and more is, like community and environmental social responsibility. Are we building social capital, with our businesses as well, and taking care of the community? Okay, so moving on to the financial side of the business, what are some strategies for effectively presenting my business's financial success in an award nomination? Okay, anyone want to give any ideas to us here? Let's open it up. Say again?
Dollars.
Money.
Dollars, yes. We like to see
Dollar
that revenue
Signs and
growth. Dollars.
zeros.
Dollar signs and zeros.
With whole number
Who
integers
doesn't
in
love
front of them.
numbers?
The
Yes,
language
and
of
lots of
love.
commas.
Money.
And percentage signs. And even ratios, why not? Before and after. Okay, that's it. Exactly. You got it. ROI, return on investment, also pie charts with market share. And if you want to show a progression of growth, how about some bar charts? Like that visual representation of, the numbers is also really helpful. Like a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So let's make it easier on the judges as they're going through hundreds of nominations, and just, really simplify and make it more accessible and easy for them to digest. Now, on that note, you can also include creative visuals and videos, infographics. You can include cartoons, animations, anything interactive. Those sorts of elements can enhance the overall presentation and make your nomination more engaging and memorable. And that also helps to make you stand out from the competition. All right, next is, how can I effectively communicate my leadership and team's role in the success of a business award nomination? Anyone want to come up with any suggestions for those? How can I effectively communicate my leadership and my team's role in the success of a business award nomination?
Employee testimonials and case studies.
Nice, yes. Employees. What have employees got to say about what it's like to work there? Right? Because we know that that outside employees are possibly going to be looking at it through places like Glassdoor, and we're possibly going to have internal employees putting up their reports, or their feedback on those sort of sites. Do we have anything like that happening internally to show, that we've got people that are happy here in the workplace? It's important. I don't know if you know this, but when I first went into the workforce, and that was 30 years ago, I knew back then that 2/3 of the workforce were unhappy in their roles. And, it's important that we be actively involved in doing something to mediate that and improve it. And interestingly, the HR magazines are saying that even after COVID, there's still as many as 41% of the workforce are leaving due to lack of appreciation. So we need to demonstrate that we are taking care of the team as leaders, and that this is important for us in the success of our business award nomination. Another thing you can do, thank you for even mentioning about testimonials from team members. So another thing you can do is emphasize your leadership philosophy. Why would something like that be important? Why would that matter? An overall picture of what? Say more.
Overall picture of what it would be like if you were an employee in there. So how you think as an organization in regards to leadership. So for us, we take the military approach, and before anybody starts thinking that they've, seen it all on Platoon or Black Hawk Down or anything like that, there's actually some other elements that in real world around, demonstrate, just act as though you are the one. Sorry, model the behaviors you want your people to embody,
Yes.
and then coach people to improve, and then check on them on a regular basis and develop the next generation of leaders.
Exactly. That's a really nicely articulated process for, team improvement and leadership demonstration. So it's thinking along those sorts of lines to consider, are you able to articulate what is your leadership philosophy? And another way that you can look into, well, what is our leadership philosophy, is to consider the values that you might have created for the business. And, where are the ways that you can show that your business is actually living its values? Do you have evidence for that? And typically it would be found in the leadership philosophy, because the leader is out there doing something that demonstrates those values. So what are some other strategies for demonstrating customer satisfaction when it comes to award nominations? We've already talked about this, with including customer testimonials, case studies, survey results, any other industry awards that might have already been recognised, even as a finalist or even just as a nominee. It's worth mentioning them. And also, how can you showcase your company's growth in award nomination? You can provide data on revenue growth, client acquisition, market expansion, employee growth, and any other relevant metrics that help to demonstrate your company's progress over time. And we've just got a few more questions here, because I want to wrap it up before we get to any Q&A. So how can I tailor my award nominations specific to an award category? You want to make sure that you're aware of the specific criteria and requirements of the award before you apply for it, so that you can customize your nomination and highlight relevant aspects pertinent to that category that you're entering into. And when it comes to employee engagement and how that plays in award nominations, we've probably covered that a little bit before. But the other things that you can do are to demonstrate that you've got a motivated workforce by highlighting employee recognition programs, training initiatives, and employee feedback. And the last few things, showcasing my company's impact on the industry in an award nomination. How do we do that? I've sort of touched on that already with the leadership philosophy. So providing evidence of thought leadership, industry partnerships, you could talk about that, participation in industry events, showing that, it's not just about your business, it's actually about your involvement in the industry and what are you doing to help lift the standards of the industry that you're in, and also looking at any innovations or improvements that you have, or even that you've contributed to, that you're related to, that have helped to positively impact the industry. The last couple of points, highlight any changes. So challenges or obstacles that the business has overcome. This is an important one, because actually being open to discuss about the challenges and obstacles you've faced helps to demonstrate your resilience and your problem-solving abilities. And it can showcase your adaptability to changing circumstances. And that's where you get to highlight how you were able to overcome these challenges. And so then finally, what do we do if we don't win an award? Any ideas? What should we do? I'll put it out there to you.
Save the content for next time and try again and improve it.
Yes,
better next time.
Absolutely. Yes, you got it. Yep. Something, Kim? What would you do? So final words with you, Kim. What's something valuable that we could do if we don't win an award? How should we consider it? And then what should we do?
Oh, if he thought it was worthwhile, a worthwhile thing to do. Yeah, just make the commitment to have another crack at it, another go at it in 12 months' time. That's what I'd probably do.
Absolutely.
But I was going to say that with any of these things, with any of these ideas, initiatives, whatever, it's important that the case be made, because there are so many ideas that are competing for our headspace. And so I'm thinking, well, is it worth my time to go through all of this to possibly get an award? I know I'll learn a lot from the process, or would it be better to do this strategy, that strategy? So with anything, we have to make the case for change.
Thank you. In closing, may I share with you that I met a lady recently who, she's been going for business awards for a few years, and she had some success initially early on, and then for the next couple she didn't get anywhere. She wasn't disheartened though, because she recognized that from the most recent one that she applied for, even though she didn't become a finalist, she said to me, you know what, I think one of the greatest things that came out of that whole process is, she said, I actually had the chance to to self-reflect and to look within the business and to think about, what have we doing well, maybe not so well, where has the energy been coming from, where has it been going to? And so from that, she was able to realize, actually, you know what, there's some really great stuff is sort of happening over there in that part of the business versus over there. So she actually decided to pivot, and she put more of her energy into where she could see there was a lot more activity happening. So even though she didn't become a finalist or a winner in that particular round or season of the awards, she pivoted her business, and all of a sudden it took off. And so maybe had it not been for her opportunity of being able to just, like you say, Ken, stop and consider, what's the opportunity here, create a case for, what would make this business award worthy, which comes from doing that introspection and the self-reflection. She might not have had the opportunity to see what she might, what she ended up seeing after all, and then her business took off anyway. So yeah, just wanted to leave you with those closing thoughts as well, and say thank you so much to Avon for letting me be with you all tonight. It's been a pleasure to be with you.
No worries at all.
Thank you.
Open the floor for questions. Covered it so well.
Thank you. Actually, I've got a couple of questions. Eric
Sure.
and Kim, can I ask you, can you share with me, with your businesses, is it anything that you've considered, and have you ever gone for a business award before?
I've never considered it. I've considered awards, yes, but I've never gone for one. I view it a little bit differently. And again, I don't think I'm wildly out of the loop here because again, I'm not really being familiar with these, but I'm familiar with, like Avon, you had mentioned G2 and Capterra and some of those awards, like easiest to work with, and the badges that you can feature kind of on your LinkedIn profile. So that's kind of my familiarity. This sounds a lot more legitimate, and it sounds more like you have to earn it a little bit. Like there's actually work. They actually consider a lot of the factors that you've mentioned. So I'm definitely keen to learn more about it. I think it would help a small business usually to be, first of all, recognized, but even included in kind of this process.
Wonderful. Thanks, Eric. And what about for yourself, Kim? Or even if you haven't applied for any awards yourself in the past, is there anyone that you know of that's gone in business awards competitions? And, what do you know about that? How was the experience for them?
No, I haven't really considered it in the past. I've known people that have participated in them. I know one or two that have won some awards. I know people on LinkedIn that have won awards. But like I said before, we have so much competition for our time and our headspace. So it's just priorities. Not that it's a bad thing, but I can see a lot of benefit, but other priorities at the time. So it means we have to dump something else in favour of a project that will hopefully get us an award. That's the way I think. Maybe I'm thinking it wrong, but that's it. Because you've got to give up something to get something else. You can't do it all. That's baloney. I don't buy it. Only a certain number of hours in a day, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm with you. That's fair enough. Okay. And speaking of benefits, Evan, you were at the BX Awards, the gala ceremony that we had last year, and I'm wondering what that experience was like for you, actually being at that that beautiful gala ceremony event, networking event. What was your experience of being a part of that?
I only just made it in because I was there for the team, and I went along and just met a few people there, but definitely seeing all the people got up on stage and having the everybody gets announced, and then there's like for this award and these are the people, and then you get up on stage and you get to talk about it, and so you just get more visibility in front of the 500 people that are there. So good PR.
That's it. Yeah, good PR for sure. Can I just let you know as well that when it comes to good PR, that you've got a lot of these journos, and they're always looking for good stories. So even if you've just nominated, let alone been a winner, if you've nominated in some awards, that's a good story that you can go to your local journalists for and let them know, hey, this is something that we want to share with you. It's some really good news. It could be Employee of the Year that you've nominated them. And it's something to let the community know about, and they will work with you and help you do that. And of course, it's great because it puts your business out there even more. So free media.
Well, thank you very much for that presentation, and fantastic to hear about awards. I think it's good to bring in different information and different angles and different perspectives on what can help grow a business, rather than everybody saying the same thing. You get a lot of sameness when it comes to advice in business, and I think an awards is a unique way to stand out amongst everybody else.